Hello everyone and welcome once again to another program of Primetime. I'm your host Beverly. In studio today we have a young man who has made a name for himself not only in St. Martin but in the Caribbean region and worldwide. What's the secret to building your own career? Well, stick around and we'll be discussing with this special person. This is Primetime. We'll be back in a moment.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like your boat when you're at sea and you get away from everything. Your home and the security of your daughter's things. And the car that you've had for too long, but after all these years, you just can't let go. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
We're here at the outdoor sports meet. Oh, cut. These sandflies are murder. Wait, how come you aren't getting bitten?
Mommy uses Go Just for Kids to protect me from them and the evil mosquitoes that give you dengue.
There's also Go Family Protection for us adults. Can't be too careful with the dengue scares. Here.
Wow, this really works. Even the ants have stopped biting me. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Go, protect yourself.
Yes, I did say we have a young man in our studio who has really made a name for himself big in St. Martin, in the Caribbean and worldwide, and that's DJ OutKast.
How are you, my dear? It's a pleasure to be here with you.
It's a pleasure to have you. You know, it was a hard time getting Chantry as I know him because again I have another past student in studio with me. Yes, yep. It seems to be rolling this year.
That's no problem.
Yeah, and so DJ OutKast.
Yes, my dear.
Where do we start? How did you get into this business?
It was mostly through my dad, you know, because a lot of people might not remember this, but back in the day, head of Front Street, across the street from Sea Palace, my dad had the store, Alhaj Records and Electronics.
Yes.
And a lot of people might not know, but he also used to DJ as well, make his own modified version of mixtapes and whatnot. And through him, growing up around the music and also hearing him tell all the stories, how he met Bob Marley when he came in the shop, Michael Jackson, Barbra Streisand, Neil Diamond, all these
big names, huh?
Big names,
yes.
who I knew nothing about, of course, at the time, because I was too busy wanting to be a wrestler. Another story.
That's another show.
Story.
Yeah.
That's another story. So through the influence of him, always talking about the music and whatnot, and then eventually he got out of the music and focused more on his satellite business.
Yeah.
It's funny enough, as soon as he got out of the business is when I wanted to get into the business. So thereon, he gave me all of his old equipment, all of his old records, and down in the basement with a cassette deck, one turntable, a home speaker, and a home amplifier, and that's where it all started for me.
Yeah. And so you started getting gigs to play out?
I started looking for gigs on my own. I mean, you know, I go find a house party here or there, building up the collection here and there. When I got into high school, I started making like mixed cassettes, selling them in school.
From way back.
Don't tell nobody that I said that. Selling a cassette in school and on my way back home from school, buying records, make more cassettes, and that was the cycle.
Yeah.
Building the collection, building the reputation, and start building it from there. So basically, it was through my dad. To make a long story short, is who I got that musical influence from.
Yeah. And so tell me about your first gig that you got that you knew, okay, here I'm on the right track. Apart from the house parties.
No, I think
it had to have been that gig.
Yes, I can tell you the gig. It was 1999 in the old Carnival Village. I'm talking the gravel Carnival Village.
Yeah, and the mud.
That Carnival Village. How I was convincing myself, like, today is the day, this is make or break.
Yeah.
Like, if this is really what I want to do, or do I have a future in it? 1999, Youth Extravaganza, there was a DJ competition. And I had no idea what I was stepping into. They had two veterans on stage, Mixmaster Paulie and DJ Blaze. They were about to battle, and here I come, stepping in,
this young kid
something that I had no business being in, entered, and like I mentioned, gravel, rocks, they threw rocks at me.
Yeah.
They booed me.
Oh my God.
They do whatever to get me off that stage. But it took a lot of courage and a lot of, guts to get up there to do it and begin with. And that's when Mixmaster Paulie pulled me aside and told me, yo, what you just did there, you have a great future if you keep this up. And I just kept at it from there, and that's where the career built, and that's where I just kept at it, and the rest was history.
What does it take? I'm curious. What does it
Tell me.
take to be a good DJ?
It has a lot to do with reading your crowd. You got to know, you got to look around. Who's in the crowd? What kind of crowd do you have? What are they here for? Do you have locals here? Do you have international crowd? Okay, if you do have an international crowd, do you have Americans here? Do you have Europeans here? Do you have Canadians here? Because all of them like different type of things.
Yeah.
And as you as a DJ now, you got to try cater to everybody, which is by far impossible. But the most you could do is try to cater for everybody. You might not always succeed, but you could always give it your best shot. But of course, the key to doing it is, of course, reading your crowd and giving them the best show possible.
Right. How do you get the words that you're saying? You know, like whatever you're saying to bring a song or to get them in the right groove.
I guess
How does
over
that
the years,
come?
yeah, over the years you build experience over that. Like you look at it as like, where can I get it jumping? Like right now it's quiet. How can I get this jumping? You gotta think. Maybe this will work. If that don't work, try something else. If that don't work, try something else. When you do find a groove that works for you, you run with it.
Yeah.
You run with it.
You run, and then you started to grow.
Yeah.
And then you started to get some gigs in the
Overseas. Yeah, that's where it really opens up, because at the end of the day, you know, St. Martin is St. Martin. I got nothing but love for St. Martin. But when you get off,
You gotta make that step
when
up.
you get off, when you go out in different parts of the world, even if it's surrounding islands or in the U.S., in Canada, Europe, Asia, Australia, Japan, China, that's where it really gets challenging. Because first of all, you're in a market you have no idea what they're listening to, what they're playing, what they react to. So like, whenever I always put that as like a rule for myself. Whenever I go to any international country or international club, I try to go at least a half an hour to an hour earlier to hear what's being played, so I can have at least an idea, and then I can take it from there.
But the caliber that you've reached, do you play anything Caribbean-ish?
Always, have to, because a lot of the places I'm built, they build me as from the Caribbean.
Right. Okay.
And what sucks sometimes is like sometimes when you go to these countries, especially China, for some reason China, they always build me from either New York or Jamaica.
They're not going to the Caribbean.
No, they know Caribbean, but they only
they
know
don't- they don't
Trinidad,
say-
Jamaica, the bigger islands.
Right.
Which I have nothing against, but I always go and I correct it. Like, you know,
No.
I'm from St. Martin.
Yeah.
I always make sure stress that I'm from St. Martin. I always try to get St. Martin out there as much as I can, because we're a small island. So the more advertisement or more promotion we can give it is always a
So
good
you're a
thing.
musical ambassador for us.
I try. I try.
So tell us, so now you're playing in the clubs here in St. Martin, and then you start getting gigs in the Caribbean.
Yes.
How did that come around?
Word gets out, because believe it or not, we have a lot of people from all different types of islands that comes here. So when they come to I'll have a lot of people come to me like, yo, I need to speak to this guy. When you're done, I need to talk to you. Oh, you have a card, I need to speak with you. So the word gets out. So that's how I started getting jobs in like Antigua. Antigua is like a second home to me. I've done St. Lucia. I've done actually judged a DJ competition in Barbados before. Dominica, going back to Dominica next year.
Have you ever done Trinidad?
I have yet to been to Trinidad.
Trinidad, okay.
I've transferred in Trinidad, but I have yet to
Touch Trinidad.
Trinidad.
Yeah.
I've done basically every Caribbean island you
Yeah.
can think of, except Trinidad and Jamaica.
That'd be nice for you to get down in carnival time.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that would be another experience.
That's the next show we can talk about that.
Anyway, we'll take a break, and when we come back, I want to know when you go international,
Okay.
what kind of music you play.
Absolutely.
Yes? Okay, stay tuned, and we'll be right back. We have an exciting show with DJ OutKast, as you can see. So stick around, and we'll be back in a moment.
Travel Planners, an award-winning agency on St. Martin with a well-trained, knowledgeable and friendly staff dedicated to making your travel arrangements hassle-free. We can book your airline, car, cruise and hotel reservations to anywhere in the world. Visit our offices or log on to our website and take advantage of our special packages to the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Travel Planners, voted best travel agency on St. Martin.
Hey, Bob, you're on family vacation. Oh, but your daughter's got the measles. But don't worry about it. With your Be Sure travel insurance, children under 12 are covered for free.
Are you be sure? Be sure.
Yeah, for free.
cruise is a great adventure. Not only for passengers, also for us. The Port of St. Martin. Our port always reflected the needs and aspirations of the time. From the first to the 1.75 millionth passenger in 2013. Our cruise story started in 1963 with our first cruise passenger. 50 great years later, 20 million passengers later, thousands of cruise berths later, we've become the leading port in the Caribbean. 50 fantastic years. Like a dream. The dream of Port St. Martin lives on and reinvents itself every day. The best is yet to come.
Welcome back and thank you very much for joining us. This is Prime Time and we are speaking to DJ OutKast. Such an interesting interview. A past student of mine, and I'm really proud to see where he is today. And wow, I'm DJ OutKast. I say, Chantry. Yeah, that's DJ OutKast. And so, tell us now, when you leave and you go out into Europe, as you said, you mentioned places like China, Australia, and so on.
Yes.
How do you know what to play? I know you say you listen to what they're... Yeah, but how do you know... Because those are countries with a different kind of culture.
Absolutely. I mean, you just got to go in with an open mind. Because a lot of these people, when they hear international acts are coming in, they go with an open mind that, okay, this is going to be something different.
Right.
Like I said, I always go and I listen to what they're playing before so I could get a heads up as to what direction I could go in. And once I get in, I try to evolve around their style, yet with more my style into it, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I also do always, before I go somewhere, I try to do a little online research.
Yeah, okay.
I always try to do a little online research to
Wow.
see. I try to see their radio billboards to see what's popular in their countries. I also try to see if I could get anything locally from their country, like an artist from their country, because that
That's
always
smart.
gets a big reaction.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they would
smart.
never see that coming.
So you need a lot of forethought.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
planning.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of that planning actually goes on the flight getting there. So you have all that time on the plane, so try to put together a little research. Sometimes there's Wi-Fi on the plane, so you can do a little online research. And I always do that research before you get there, because research and it's always the key.
Yeah, it is the key. Now, see that we're talking about international, so tell us about the necessity of where you've reached and having, you said you have an agent.
Yes.
It goes without saying you need one to be where
In this
you are
business,
today.
have to. It's very important to have good representation. It's always
So
good to
what
have
made you
somebody.
decide, hey, I think I'm at the point where I need to get an agent to start doing more stuff internationally?
You know, bad experiences here and there where you have like, you know, you have to deal with promoters.
Yourself.
You have to deal with, you have to do it all on your own. And then when you realize you get to a point, especially when you start doing, I've done some shows with like some big international DJs and artists, and you see that they have representation. You see how it's being dealt. And like, you know what? If I'm going to take this to a next level, because at the end of the day, you always have to be at a certain point where when you travel to an international market, you have to be ahead of
professional.
it. You got to look professional. You got to be ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good to have that representation. And ever since I signed on with my new management agency out of LA, it's been the best thing that's ever happened to me.
How did you find that person?
Again, through you know, in the business, you meet people, you work with people here and there, and ever since I met him, Brad is his name. We've been working very, very well together. We actually have a very, very good working relationship, and I help him with several things. He helps me with several things, and
so you see him working on your behalf?
Absolutely. Absolutely, and we have a very, very good relationship. We're actually very good friends at the end of the day of it as well, and that's where once you have that good bond, that good relationship, the world is possibilities.
Take me a little bit into that kind of world. So he's your agent, and he gets these gigs for you.
Yes.
So is he handling all the contracts and all,
Yes.
getting you there
Correct.
and everything?
He makes my life that much easier. At the end of the day, he either sends me a message or gives me a phone call. Listen, we have an offer. This is what's on the table. Would you want to do it? Yes or no? Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, give me 15 minutes. I get an email back. Everything is already taken care of.
And there you go.
Brad, I love you.
Yeah. Wow. So tell us about the green synergy.
Oh, that's what
yeah, you got a lot of promotion also too.
That to me is where everything started for me.
Tell us.
2004, Heineken came together with this Green Synergy DJ competition, which was actually very big in several other islands, and they decided to bring it to St. Martin. They came around, started asking around which DJs would enter, and I was still like young in the business. I was 20 years old at the time. When they came to me, they gave me the criteria and the rules and regulations and everything, what they wanted. I said, okay, I think I could do this. Because I really, at that time, I used to do a lot of like, this was more like a battling type DJ competition. So I put together a routine, which I thought, was good enough for the competition. And I went up there and I was nervous. Believe me, hands were shaking, like butterflies in the stomach. I just went up and gave it everything I have. And there was 2 parts of that competition. There was one night where you just had to be based on playing for the crowd, and the second night was the actual battling. And at the end of the 2 nights, they tallied up the scores. Excuse me, and it all came down to myself, Mixmaster Paulie again.
Yes.
Very influential in my life and coming up as a DJ, and we came up tied the second night. Exactly tied, point for point.
So how did they break
the points
this?
from the first night came over, and I brought it up, and that led me on to Antigua. That led me over to Antigua,
tell us about Antigua.
for the regional finals.
Yeah.
I placed second. The winner was DJ Ice Kid from St. Vincent, very talented DJ, good friend of mine. And the third, came in third was Webby D from St. Lucia, very talented DJ as well.
You remember all these names?
Absolutely, 'cause I work with these guys and I talk to them on a regular basis, so it's good to keep those relationships.
Tell us about this gig that you had in Antigua almost every weekend.
Oh my goodness.
To this particular club?
Through that competition is what...
opened some doors.
Opened some doors, and I got a call. My former manager at the time got the call. He came to me with this offer, and I thought it was a joke at first. Like, really? But when I went the first week, and then I say, okay, they was booking tickets. They flew me to Antigua every single weekend to be a resident DJ in the club for over a year. Over a year, every single Friday.
You went over.
Like when I tell you Antigua's a second home to me, I could literally drive and know exactly where I'm going in Antigua.
How different is that kind of crowd to the St. Martin's crowd?
It might not sound that different, but it is completely different because Antigua's musical knowledge is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Like songs that you could play in St. Martin, you can't play in Antigua, but songs you could play in Antigua, you could never play in St. Martin, and that's what. Antigua opened my musical knowledge so much more because they listen to everything. I'm talking country music, I'm talking pop, I'm talking oldies, I'm talking classic, I'm dancehall, reggae music. I certainly learned so much about music in Antigua, and I'm grateful for that experience because of that.
Yeah. Okay, we'll take a break, and when we come back, I want to know what's your favorite kind of music.
Absolutely.
And of course, we know apart from all the DJing and DJ OutKast, he's also a husband and a father.
Absolutely.
So we'll talk a little bit about how you balance that. That's
Yes.
necessary. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in a moment. You can see this program and all programs on YouTube and on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe. We need those numbers to rise. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in a moment.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
The Daily Herald is my first source for up-to-date information and news. Putting together this program of prime time requires research and knowledge of current events. For local news, regional and international news, do read the Daily Herald. I'm amazed. You know why I'm amazed? I'll tell you. I know Shantry in my class, very quiet, not speaking much, kind of almost introvertish. And here I'm speaking to this dynamic, flamboyant, expressive, extrovert person. what caused the change?
Throughout being all the years in this business, traveling to where I travel, especially traveling, because a lot of the times when I travel, I have to do TV interviews, radio promo, and all that, and they want that type of energy. They want to see what it is that you're bringing to the table. Because the first question they ask is always, so what can we expect from DJ OutKast tonight?
Right.
That's always the first question.
Yeah.
So I always got to answer it in some sort of way to entice people to come and see me. So I guess that's what opened me up, especially coming up on stage and bringing that energy to stage. Because my dad also one time gave me the best piece of advice, and I didn't even realize it when he told me. My dad told me, stay with me on this. He said, if you don't move on stage, how do you expect them to move? And then I thought about it after, and it didn't really hit me then. It's later on, I'm like, damn, my dad just dropped science on me. So then is when I really started to become who I am on stage now, is when I move, I get involved, I move in front, I interact with the crowd. I'm not just standing there and playing music. I try as much as I can to be an artist and not just a DJ.
And that's the difference.
That's the difference. That is the absolute difference.
And so what's your favorite kind of music?
When I started, I knew absolutely nothing but dancehall reggae music. But when you only play dancehall reggae music, you can only stay one place. So I had to evolve. I had to learn different types of things. And at this point now, I could consider myself a versatile type DJ where I could play just about anything. But if I have to give it, a class or my favorite type, it will always be hip hop.
Hip hop. So you have a gig to play. And how do you decide which songs you're going to play?
To be honest with you, everything's off the top of the head. Everything is off the top of the head. I don't really plan anything. I don't try to rehearse anything because at the end of the day, especially if you're on a lineup with other DJs, what you could have premeditated, say I'm going to do, somebody could go up there and do the exact same thing, and then you're left there like, oh boy, now what? So which is why I always go listen to what's being played before, and I go up and wing it, and then I just analyze what's going on and see what's the best way possible, and then I just take it from there.
Yeah. And so do you have to listen to all the hits of all the different types of genre of music?
You have to keep current. You have to keep current, you have to keep relevant, you have to keep as recent as possible. You have to keep up because there's so many DJs out now, there's so many music coming up now. It's not like what it used to be back in the day. You go to the record store, find out what's new every month. Now, with everybody have a home studio now, internet's out there, everybody opening a label. Every day now, you get emails with new music, so it's now your job to decipher, this is what's good, this ain't gonna make it, this could maybe work. It's so much more like a hassle now, but for you to keep ahead, you have no choice. You have to.
So now, you're married. How many years now?
5 years.
About 5 years, and you have a little boy?
Yes.
So and you have a wife. How do you balance this? Because I see yourself doing a lot of traveling all over the world. How do you balance this?
It takes a lot of understanding. When my wife and I first got together, at first it was a little difficult because she didn't really understand the lifestyle. But as she figured out who I was and the type of life that I want to live and how I choose to live it, she understands that I'm not about the groupies and
I'm not going to ask you.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
She could see that you're not a groupie guy.
I mean, back then, but I'm just kidding. I choose to live my life as a positive role model in the sense that I don't drink, don't smoke. I use myself as a positive role model to young people that you could live this type of life, yet you don't have to live it like this. And I try to stay, I am faithful to my wife and my family, and I try to keep it as that 100%. And I show her that to me, this is just business. This is what I do, and this is what I do to provide for my family. And yes, it could be hard sometimes coming home 3, 4, 5 in the morning and still have to get up and
and take your son to school.
You see me coming to school sometimes. Every morning, dark glasses on. There's a reason those glasses are on. But it's a life I chose to live, and I couldn't have it any other way. It could be difficult at times. Sometimes my son wants to play and I'm tired and sleepy, but I make that effort. I make that effort. That's why it's always good to have some downtime to spend with the family, especially sometimes I'm always on a plane. Every weekend I'm out. I try to do things with them. I try to go out to the beach, restaurants, take my son to go play.
Take him to the beach, I see that.
You saw that.
I saw how involved you were.
Yes.
Your wife was relaxing and you were taking full care. I was
Yes,
watching.
yes.
I was watching.
I
Yes.
try my best to.
I see that.
For the
You're
both
very
lives
much
that I have to
involved.
live, and
I
try to
like
make
what
the
I
best.
see.
Thank you.
We didn't even talk about your DJing.
No.
Your DJ show. Tell us.
Oh my!
On
Yes,
Laser 101.
on Laser 101, I
Yeah.
do a weekly, daily program from Monday to Friday, 2 to 3. It's called the Power Hour, 25 minutes commercial free. I try to bring energy level to that part of the day where everybody still feels a little down, having to wake up in the morning, at work, maybe just coming off a lunch, and to give them that energy, that little boost to get them through the day. And I get so many compliments and reactions and response and feedback on the road that we love what you're doing, keep up what you're doing. I get a lot of phone calls, a lot of internet feedback and all that, and I couldn't be appreciative.
What advice would you give to a young person looking at what you are and what you're doing? I want to be like DJ OutKast.
You wouldn't believe how often I get that question. I get that question so often because, like I said, I use myself as a role model for young people, and the one thing I will always stress on is never give up. Never give up. No matter how they tell you that you couldn't do this or you couldn't do that or this ain't for you, find something else to do. Because I was always told a DJ would never be more than just a hobby.
Yes.
I was always told that.
You can have a family. How are you going to feed them?
How can you feed?
Yes.
I was always told that. This is something my dad never wanted me doing, huh?
I'm sure.
My dad never wanted me doing this, but then eventually, at one point, when he see the type of response and everything I was getting for it, he managed me at one point. He managed me at one point. So the advice I would give to any young person who'd want to do this is to never give up. Fight for your dreams. And even if you fall down, get back up. Keep fighting for it. And if you do decide that it's not for you, at least you know you tried.
Right. So what's next? Really quickly, what's next?
What's next? Tour the world, see as much as I could do of it.
Any new gigs coming up abroad?
What's coming up
right
next
now?
for me? I'm actually heading out soon to Anguilla for a music festival out there. I go to St. Bart's, and then at the end of the year,
Anything big for New Year's?
Yes, I'm in Belize for New Year's.
New Year's, yes. Okay, thank you so much.
Pleasure is all
DJ
mine.
OutKast.
Thank
It was
you,
a pleasure.
Teacher Beverly.
Yeah, it's okay. You can say Teacher Beverly now. Wow, what a great interview. Thank you so much. I'm so proud and so pleased to see where you are. And best of all, that you've kept humble.
Yes, absolutely. That's what all matters about.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week, and may God bless you.